I have been in a committed relationship with the same girl for 3.5 years. We met in Nashville, Tennessee during the height of the infection-19 pandemic and have been together ever since. We've also been through a lot together that I do feel like helped bond us in ways that some couples may not experience. For example, her house that she rented with 2 other females when we first started dating actually completely flooded, and we had to literally wade through chest-high water to save our own lives. We also went through a cross-country move together from Nashville to Denver, Colorado, and we have both been living out here ever since. We raised a puppy together, 100% my dog. We have been there for one another through family deaths, weddings, etc. 3.5 years, and we have history. I owned a townhouse in Nashville at the time, which I sold to make my life simpler while living in Denver. Since living out here, I have bought another property, and we have been living in that together since May of 2023 until today. Today, she is moving all of her stuff out. She told me last Thursday night that she was having doubts about us again and wanted to move out and take a break. She told me she had been talking to a few other girls who she might be interested in moving in with. Needless to say, I was absolutely blown away. I had no idea she had any sort of issues because she didn't talk to me, or I had thought issues we had previously had already been squashed. But she brought up all sorts of things I thought we had already worked through. Not to mention, this is the second time she has done this now. She told me less than 2 years ago she was having doubts and flew out to LA by herself to take some space. For her to say this to me again, I was shocked and so unbelievably hurt, because it took me months to feel like I could trust her again after that. And to hear it again, I was crushed. This is a person I was planning to propose to at some point this year. When she told me last Thursday she was having doubts again and wanted to move out, I immediately said we should just break up if that's how you really feel. She has also been in grad school for the past 2 whole years and not been able to work a full-time job, so money has been tight for her for a long time now. I feel like this is such a slap in the face after I have more or less supported her financially while she's been doing this. And now that she's done with school and seemingly doesn't need me anymore, I guess I'm being kicked to the curb. What's even more confusing is she is acting like she's mad and saying I'm the one that's ending our relationship. I'm sorry, but in my eyes, after 5 years moving out and not living together is not going in the right direction. You wanted this, and I'm giving you what you want by ending the relationship. But I'm sorry, I'm not playing your stupid game anymore by letting you jerk my heart around. I've just noticed a theme with her, where she does these stupid things and gets herself in a situation to where she then plays the victim in the same mess she created and gets mad at people around her when nobody comes to rescue her. I think she did not expect me to end it when she said that to me. I'm so confused, and she's honestly got me thinking I'm the crazy one. When I looked at the whole picture of our entire relationship, I am starting to feel so used when I think about some of what I have given up to make this relationship work for as long as it did. Let her move in with me after her house flooded, and she had nowhere else to go. Sold that same townhouse in Nashville that she moved into with me because she really wanted to move to Denver, Colorado for a while. And it sounded fun to me too, so why not? But I wouldn't have done it without you. So, moved away from Tennessee and my entire family and community of friends, and basically all I've ever known to go live in Denver. Have helped support her financially the last 2+ years while she's been in grad school. I literally paid for her car insurance the whole time she was in school to help her, and I make decent money, so whatever. Bought a different house in May 2023, basically because we didn't want to spend money on rent anymore. Now she's moving out, and I'm stuck living in with a house that I simply wouldn't own if not for her. Bought her a $400 Apple Watch, brand new, as a graduation gift. She then tried to give me crap about not getting her enough gifts for Christmas just a few weeks later. I couldn't believe this. I was like, are you serious right now? All of these decisions I have made along the way because I felt solid with her and like we would be together forever. Am I crazy for enough being enough? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. OP sounds like she wants to move out to live the single life, which is what she did when she flew to Los Angeles 2 years ago. I'm going to say in both instances that there is someone else she wants to explore things with. You absolutely did the right thing breaking up with her. She didn't expect that and thought she could keep you on a leash while she played single and screwed around on you. I would sell everything you have in Denver and move back to Tennessee. Comment 2. As for her saying that you are the one ending the relationship, embrace it. You have a right to judge her for her words and actions. Those have shattered your trust in her. Ergo, just say that yes, I'm choosing to break up with you. Now for the update. A lot has happened since my last post, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. It's been a month since she moved out, and the silence in the house is deafening. I thought I'd feel some relief, but instead, there's just this hollow ache where the laughter and warmth used to be. I remember when we first met in Nashville, the world was in chaos, but we found solace in each other's company. We'd spend nights talking about everything and nothing, and it felt like we were the only two people in the world. She had this way of making me feel like I was the most important person in her life. But now, looking back, I wonder if I was just convenient. The first time she had doubts, I was blindsided. She flew to LA and I was left alone, questioning everything. When she came back, I thought we had worked through it all. I thought we were stronger. But history has a cruel way of repeating itself. And here I am again, feeling like a fool. She's been gone for a month, but it feels like a lifetime. I've been going through our things, and I found the Apple Watch I bought her for graduation. It's still in its box, untouched, since that argument over Christmas gifts. I can't help but feel a sting of resentment. I gave so much, and it feels like it was never enough. I've been thinking about the time after her house flooded. She was so vulnerable then, and I wanted to protect her. I let her move in with me, and we faced that disaster together. It bonded us, or so I thought. But now, I can't shake the feeling that maybe she was just looking for a safe port in the storm. Selling my townhouse in Nashville was a big step. I did it for us, for a future I thought we were building together. But now, that future is just a pile of broken dreams. I left my family, my friends, all for a fresh start in Denver with her. And for what? To sit in an empty house that was supposed to be our home? I've been supporting her through grad school, thinking we were a team. But now that she's done, it's like I've outlived my usefulness. She's been talking to other girls, planning a life without me, and it hurts more than I can say. I thought we were in this together, but maybe I was just a stepping stone to where she wanted to be. The confrontation when she told me she was moving out was intense. She acted like she was the one being wronged when she was the one pulling away. I told her we should break up, and she looked at me like I was the one abandoning ship. It's like she wanted me to fight for a relationship that she was already halfway out of. I've noticed this pattern with her, where she stirs up trouble and then plays the victim. It's like she thrives on the drama, on having someone to blame. And I'm tired of being the bad guy in a story I didn't write. I've been trying to keep busy, throwing myself into work and taking care of the dog. He's been my rock through all of this, a constant companion in the midst of the storm. I've been taking him on long walks, and it's on those walks that I've had time to think. I've realized that I've been holding on to the good times, the memories of us at our best. But those moments are just ghosts now, haunting the halls of a life we'll never have. I've been clinging to the hope that she'll come back, that she'll realize she made a mistake. But deep down, I know it's over. I've started to box up her things, the clothes she left behind, the books we used to read together. It's a painful process, but it's also freeing in a way. With every item I pack away, I'm slowly reclaiming my space, my life. I've been thinking about selling the house, starting fresh somewhere new. But then I remember how much I've already given up, and I'm not sure I have it in me to let go of one more thing. This house was supposed to be a symbol of our life together, and now it's just a reminder of what I've lost. I've been avoiding the places we used to go together, the coffee shop where we had our first date, the park where we'd take the dog on sunny afternoons. It's like I'm haunted by her ghost, by the life we were supposed to have. I've been talking to some friends, trying to make sense of it all. They've been supportive, but they can't fill the void she left. I've been going through the motions, trying to find a new normal, but it's hard. Every corner of this city reminds me of her. I've been thinking a lot about trust, about how hard it is to build and how easily it can be broken. I trusted her with my heart, and she broke it. Not once, but twice. And now I'm left picking up the pieces, wondering if I'll ever be able to trust someone like that again. I've been trying to stay strong, to keep it together, but some nights, when the house is too quiet and the memories are too loud, I can't help but break down. I thought we were forever, but forever turned out to be just a word. We got married at the courthouse because we were broke, but then I tell my husband I want wedding bands, and he says he doesn't care. Oh boy, I take him to the store and he ends up crying. Oh boy, I return the rings. Oh boy. Okay, husband, 32-year-old male, myself, 31-year-old female. We married quickly, only been together for a total of 1.5 years. It just felt right. He proposed to me in June 2023 with a lovely engagement ring while we were on holiday in Thailand. He let me know at that time he does not have money for a wedding yet, but we will figure everything out along the way, etc. All good. Happy. In September 2023, we decided to get married at the courthouse. If we had the money, we would have done a wedding there and then, but signing our marriage was cute and we felt ready to. It also helped his situation considering he was on a working visa and we were applying for a partnership visa. Less headache if you're married on paper. We planned to throw a small wedding ceremony this year. However, things came up and money is too tight. Again, all good. I told him the wedding and the whole white dress thing, etc. was important to me. However, saving money and creating less stress in our current situation is more important. So all good, we decided to plan it for next year instead. My one request was that we have wedding bands. Since our marriage date 4 months ago now, I brought it up 3 times that I want us to get them. All of which he was very unbothered about, saying that in his culture they do things differently, etc. So he's just not sure how to go about it and that we also don't have money, etc. I made it clear that I don't want expensive rings. I know exactly the style I wanted, and it was $300 maximum from various different jewelers. He told me he does not care what style his is, and I can just pick it. We never made plans to go shopping for them, so the last time I brought it up, we agreed to make the plan to go shopping for one. At that point, I expressed that I feel as though he doesn't want to even wear one, as he didn't seem excited or anything, which he reassured me it's not that, and just because he doesn't know about it, from his culture. So we planned more on how to do it, and he said it would be cute if I bought his and he bought mine when we go shopping for them. I liked the idea. He said if it's important to you, then whenever we are free, just take me to the shop since you don't know my size and just do it. If you're happy, I'm happy. Fast forward to today, we had a lovely lunch date and day. On the way through the shopping mall, we see a jewelry shop, one of the cheaper ones too. So I ask if he wants to shop for our rings and he said yes. We try on a cute style that he likes and find one that I like, but it has to be special ordered to be resized. My hands are tiny. I was very happy with mine as it was under $300 plus the exact style that I wanted and looked even better against my engagement ring. I tell him I want this ring and ask if he's happy with his pick or if he would like to shop around more. He tells me, yeah, whatever you think. I'm happy with this one if you are. I like the style. I agree. It looked really nice on him, and even better style than what I originally had in mind for him. I asked the cashier to pay for each other's ring because that was the cute idea we had decided on. I pay for his on my card. Then he hands me the cash for mine and walks out of the store, waiting for me at the front. I immediately know something is off. So when we get to the car, I ask him what is wrong. He then starts crying pretty hard and saying it doesn't have a good meaning because mine has to come from another place to be sized correctly, etc. He tells me he felt like I was happy, so he didn't want to say anything, even when I asked if he was happy and that I should have just known he wasn't happy. Then through crying, yelling a little, he says, "What are you doing, girl? This is a very important thing. Why don't you know? You don't know anything. All I'm responding with at this point is, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I didn't know this was so important to you. You told me it wasn't. So I had no idea. I never wanted to upset you, etc. I asked him why he didn't tell me at the store that he wasn't happy with the purchase when I asked him to, etc. He just keeps saying, how can you not know, etc. So I calmly tell him, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going back inside the store to return them. Just wait here for a minute. I walk through the shop, tearing up, ask the lady to return the rings because he doesn't feel good about it, etc. Go to the bathroom to have a quick confused cry before heading back to the car. I ask him if he's okay and tell him sorry again and that I refunded them. He just says, yeah, we'll do it again when we are ready. I don't want to talk. Let's go home. So basically, I'm confused as frick. 1. I feel horrible for hurting his feelings. 2. This emotional outburst took me by complete surprise. 3. I feel a little unfairly treated for buying the rings on the conditions we agreed on. 4. We are back at square one with no plan for having wedding rings. Also, we've both been distant as frick for the rest of the evening. I don't even know where to go from this point. It feels like an unresolved elephant on the room, but I don't want to bring it up again right now. Sorry for the essay. What advice can others give me on how to resolve this? Edit. I just want to quickly say thank you to everyone who took the time to respond to me and wish me luck, etc. All of you have seemed to give heartfelt advice and genuine concern, so I just want to say I appreciate it. I decided to message him today just to say I'm not deliberately giving the cold shoulder. I just feel shoot. So please talk to me when you are ready. Now we wait. Edit. It's now Friday night, 1 week after it happened. I accidentally brought it up to him in the worst way. I just feel annoyed with him. I feel like I've been confused, upset, and left in the dark all week. I didn't plan to do it like this, but my emotions came out bad. I basically told him I feel annoyed as frick and what the frick happened, etc. He just got really annoyed back because it started as an argument. He did say sorry for not communicating in the shop. He also said the money is an issue. He also mentioned I should just wait and asked why am I acting not happy about not having rings when it's not a reflection of our relationship, etc. Basically not productive at all, and I'm left in the same spot of not trusting him. Fighting the urge not to get up and go right this moment, but I want to stay calm. This already tells me a lot, and I won't be holding my breath for him at this stage, the Bahim. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. He cried and yelled at you in public because your ring had to be resized. There is absolutely no way he is 32, or he truly doesn't want to show anyone that you two are a couple. He's trying to find a way out, but can't. I'd get to therapy and find out exactly why he treats you this way. Comment 2. How sure are you? He didn't just marry you for the visa change. You weren't together long. Registry wedding, ceremony with friends and family postponed, and now the carry-on over rings. He seems like he only wants to be married on paper and not in public. Now for the update. Hey everyone, a lot has happened since my last post, and I just had to share the whirlwind of the past few days. So after our big argument last Friday, things were tense. We were both walking on eggshells around each other, barely speaking. It was like we were strangers sharing the same space. But then on Saturday night, he surprised me. He came home with a small box, his hands shaking as he handed it to me. Inside was a simple yet beautiful wedding band. He'd gone out and bought it himself, wanting to make things right. I was touched, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. But then he dropped a bombshell. He confessed that the reason he'd been so weird about the rings was because he'd been laid off from his job. He was embarrassed and didn't know how to tell me. He'd been using his savings to cover his half of the bills so I wouldn't notice. I was floored. Here I was, upset over a ring, and he was struggling with something so much bigger. We talked for hours that night, really talked, and it felt like we were finally getting back on track. But then, on Sunday, I got a message from a friend who works at the same company as my husband. She told me she'd seen him around the office with another woman, laughing and looking a little too close. My heart sank. I confronted him, and after a lot of denials, he finally admitted that he'd developed feelings for a coworker. He swore nothing physical had happened, but he couldn't deny the emotional connection. I was devastated. How could this be happening? We just started to rebuild, and now this? We decided to take a break from each other. He's staying at a friend's place while we figure things out. I'm left here with a wedding band that suddenly feels like a chain rather than a symbol of love. My boyfriend follows his ex to the shower. Oh boy, I'm in for a big surprise. My boyfriend David, his ex-girlfriend Hannah, and a group of our mutual friends were hanging out. I arrive and go to catch up with my boyfriend when Hannah storms off dramatically. You could tell she was angry. Honestly, she's always in a bad mood, so I didn't pay it any mind. I kept talking to David, but not even a minute after she left, he rushed off after her. Everyone found that weird. I asked my friends if something had happened, and apparently, Hannah had made some iced tea she wanted everyone to try. David didn't try it at first, but when he saw she got upset, he had some. That was all that happened before I arrived. An hour passes and Hannah comes back soaking wet. It was raining, and she clearly had been outside the whole time. She lets us know she's going to take a shower. David also comes in, and he's also soaking wet, so he had clearly been with her. He asks us where Hannah is, and we tell him she's in the shower. At this point, he is extremely agitated and ignoring my request to talk to him in private. He believed Hannah would do something to harm herself, if you know what I mean, because that's the type of thing he has had to deal with in their relationship. He was banging at the door, asking her to let him in. She responded by asking him to leave her alone, so she was clearly fine. But he unlocked the door from the other side and stepped in, leaving me eavesdropping and trying to figure out what's going on. It was humiliating. For the record, David was wrong. Hannah was just fine. I felt uncomfortable with how he had become so concerned for her that he ignored my own feelings. But he doesn't want to talk about what happened because he says he can't tell me what's going on. That bothers me too because I feel like I deserve an explanation. Edit. Thank you, everyone, for answering. I just wanted to add a few things. Hannah was very toxic during their relationship, but also when he broke up with her, she ended up in the hospital. He actually went to see her there and told her he would never even speak to her again unless she got professional help. And that's why she finally agreed to spend some time at a psychiatric facility. He's blind to the fact that she manipulates him. He's not into her. We have spoken about his feelings for her at length, and he has told me that he isn't in love with her anymore, but he still loves her as a friend. I know he isn't cheating on me, and I'm not worried about that. I know he has a lot of sympathy for her, and he's just trying to do the right thing. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. He is being inappropriate, and you are going to become the butt of the joke since he is displaying this inappropriate behavior in front of friends. Dump him fast, or you will continue being in these ridiculous situations, waiting around for him to pay attention to you. He obviously still likes this chick, and vice versa. He is way more concerned with her and doesn't hide it. Comment 2. You can't make him see anything. Walk away from him. He will tell you that he's not into her, but his actions say otherwise. He can't tell you what's going on because he's still into her, and she knows it. That's why she walked away to see if he'd follow her. And he did. Now for the update. Hey Reddit, it's been a month since my last post about the whole David and Hannah situation, and boy do I have an update for you. I wish I could say things have gotten better, but they've taken a turn that I never saw coming. So after the incident at the party, things were tense between David and me. We had a long talk about boundaries and his relationship with Hannah. He reassured me that he was committed to me and that he would set clearer boundaries with her. I wanted to trust him, and I did for a while. But then, 2 weeks ago, we were all at another get-together. This time, it was at a friend's house who has a pool. Everyone was having a good time, and I was trying to put the past behind us. David had been attentive and sweet to me all day, and I felt like maybe we were finally moving past the drama. That's when I noticed Hannah was being unusually friendly with David. They were laughing and joking in a way that made me uncomfortable. I tried to shake it off, but then I saw them whispering to each other, and something in my gut just knew this wasn't right. Later that evening, I went looking for David because he had disappeared for a while. I found him and Hannah in a heated argument in the guest room. They didn't see me at first, and I overheard Hannah accusing David of leading her on. She said that he had been sending her mixed signals ever since they broke up and that he was the reason she couldn't move on. David was trying to calm her down, but she was having none of it. She claimed that he still had feelings for her and that he was just using me to make her jealous. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. David noticed me then, and the look on his face was one of pure guilt. I confronted them both right there. David tried to explain, saying that he had been trying to be a good friend to Hannah, but it was clear that he had crossed a line. Hannah, on the other hand, seemed almost smug about the whole thing. It was like she enjoyed causing trouble between us. The heartbreak hit me like a ton of bricks. I had trusted David and he had let me down. We had a huge fight and I told him I needed space to think. I left the party early, feeling betrayed and alone. Over the next few days, David bombarded me with apologies. He admitted that he had been too close to Hannah and that he hadn't considered my feelings. He promised to cut ties with her for good this time, but the damage was done. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to their relationship than he was admitting. It all came to a head last weekend. David and I were supposed to have a date night, but he canceled last minute, saying he had to help Hannah with an emergency. That was the final straw for me. I decided to go to Hannah's place myself and see what was so important that he had to ditch our plans. When I got there, the scene I walked in on was like something out of a bad movie. David and Hannah were sitting on her couch, looking way too close for comfort. They jumped apart when I entered, but I had seen enough. Hannah had this look on her face, a mix of fear and satisfaction, as if she knew she had won. I didn't even wait for an explanation. I told David it was over between us. He tried to follow me out, pleading with me to listen, but I couldn't. I had given him so many chances, and he had chosen Hannah over me every time. It's been a few days since then, and I'm still trying to process everything. I thought David and I had something special, but it turns out I was just a pawn in whatever game he and Hannah were playing. I'm heartbroken, but I know I deserve better than someone who can't let go of their past. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.